our very first Christmas episode.
Can you believe that it's Christmas?
I know.
At least for us, it's Christmas.
I feel like if people don't like Christmas, if they're a little Scroogey, they're going to mute us for the next like 6 weeks.
You know, we're still going to have the good stories.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not like Christmas stories.
Yeah.
But there will be some Christmas elements for
we
the
got
next...
some little Christmas cheer. We can't help but we got our Christmas mugs.
Yes, we got our
hot chocolate.
Guys, look at the beautiful setup that Pam has going for us. I expected nothing less, although I did drive up today and I saw some pumpkins.
I know. I'm sorry. I really forgot. I forgot about those pumpkins with you coming. I should have pitched them.
You should have pitched them.
Yep.
You know, if I come by tonight and your pumpkins are smashed on your doorstep, it wasn't me.
I have the video evidence now. I like your little hat. Is that Alan's hat you make him wear when he's setting up for you?
He wears this and only this. Just the elf hat with the little bells jingling, jangling.
Of course, you would bring it there. even Christmas is not safe from Leah's
shenanigans.
That's right.
Leah's shenanigans.
I'm gonna take my hat off.
I know.
I think it's partly too tight.
Oh.
It's like giving me a headache.
Okay, well,
like
guys,
a red mark there now.
We love Christmas, and we are so excited for this Christmas season. You know what? I've even gone to the stores, and they're already playing Christmas music.
Oh, it's like full on.
Full on.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm in the spirit. We're warm under these blankets, and we're excited for today's episode of Sunnyside.
Mm-hmm. We are.
And so, what are we talking about today, Pam?
Well, we were going to chat about contentment, which is an episode we were going to do a few weeks ago, but we got sidetracked. But I actually feel like it was meant to be because I do think this is kind of the season of like a good reminder of contentment because holidays can get crazy, don't you find?
I'm taking my hat off now, guys.
Yeah, do it.
Wardrobe change, 1 second.
Do it. I just think holidays, there's so many expectations. There's like family dynamics, which are never easy for people.
Yeah.
There's even financial limitations where it feels like certain people are doing this and maybe you feel like you can't. And although the holidays are amazing, they can come with a ton of like stress and What do you think? You really tip your hat to me there? You're just like, sorry. What's happening?
I was so focused on my...
Looked at me just like...
I was so focused on my wardrobe change.
Okay.
That I kind of missed everything you just said.
You weren't listening. It's like when the teacher, you're not paying attention. The teacher's like, what was the answer, Leah? And you're like,
I was like, in my head, I was like, wait, what is it?
Like, what's she yapping on about? Okay.
Oh my God. I literally was like in my head being like, I think the hat's on crooked. Okay, what if it's on crooked? That's going to look funny on the camera. And my mind was just having a whole conversation. And then I realized,
I'm trying to bring you into the
Pam's already, in my mind, you were changing your wardrobe too. I don't know.
I just whipped the hat off. It was just, my hair looks crazy. Well,
wow.
Oh, that's okay.
So, that was...
You focus. It's like, I'm back. I'm back.
Contentment. No, I did hear some of what you said. I was like, did I just waste my air for the past 30 seconds?
That was hilarious. It was just the look of like guilt on your face.
I want to go back and watch that. I was going to zoom in on that. My face going like
those deer in headlights. Like
I wasn't listening, guys. I did get in trouble for talking or not paying attention in school. So
yeah, it's like the flashbacks.
I do come by it honestly. No, but you were saying about contentment and the Christmas season, and I do feel like it is true. It's very hard, especially in the Christmas season, in life in general. But let's talk Christmas season, to find contentment when everything around you is like commercialism and what's the next best toy to buy or what's the next best thing to buy or are you going away with your kids at Christmas or are you doing all the memories and you almost feel like you're suffocating in your own world by just trying to make everything perfect. But it's like, how do we learn to have contentment in the season that we're in no matter what? And not look to the outside world, like look to what's right in front of you. How can you change your life today?
Yeah. It's so true. And there's so many like trigger points for people, right?
Absolutely.
And especially I feel like when you have kids.
Yes.
And maybe it's more of like a women thing. It'd be interesting if the few men that maybe do listen to this or people ask their husbands
The very
to weigh in.
few.
Like do men, husbands, dads, do they feel guilt or are they just like happy to go about their day and it's the women that are carrying it all? Like, what about this and what about that? And I don't know if this is good enough or that is good enough or
I don't know. I feel like women definitely carry more of a weight of the motherhood journey.
Yeah.
And I think in motherhood, there's a lot of things that we do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we hold a standard as moms that is often so high that it's almost unreachable.
Yeah.
And so we have to learn to be content. And I think a lot of that means we need to learn to be content with ourselves and our own life and finding our contentment ultimately in Jesus because he's the only one that can satisfy. He's the only one that can, bring us to that feeling of peace. Like, okay, let's talk about the Christmas season. Well, what are all the Christmas songs? I'm literally drawing a blank right now.
Joy
I don't
to
even
the
know them.
World.
Thank Joy to the World. No, but like, what's
Dominic
that?
the Donkey.
Something peace. Dominic the Donkey? Who's Dominic the Donkey?
The Italian Christmas donkey?
What?
Leah, have you never heard this?
Who is Donkey? I mean, who is Dominic and why is he a donkey?
He's the Christmas donkey.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my goodness. We got to play. I feel like if I can find a way to insert a clip here, I'm going to play a little
Dominic the
song.
Donkey.
You know, Dominic the Donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw.
No. I don't.
I can't even sing it because it's a ridiculous song.
Okay.
And I think you just sing it.
And
Okay.
is Dominic content in his maneuver?
What?
Like maneuvers. Is he content? But maneuver.
Oh. This is the last time I put rum in our hot chocolate.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't know what you were saying. You started mooing like a cow. It came out of nowhere.
Oh, that's right. A donkey goes,
Yaw.
yaw. Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is
You know what?
crazy.
I think
people
guys,
are going to click off.
No.
They're gonna be like, these two drunk
are you
idiots.
joking? These people, this is where the good stuff comes in,
I
Pam.
promise it's just hot chocolate.
When we're laughing and people are just listening, being like, what are those two lunatics, loony bin women doing? Like, turn it off.
I can't believe you've never heard that song.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But
maybe it's because I have my sister is married to an Italian and my brother is married to an Italian.
Okay.
So then
I'll give
maybe
you that.
that's where I've heard of it. I don't know. But it's like this famous Christmas song.
Okay, I don't know who Dominic the Donkey, Italian donkey is.
Okay, I'm going to if you write in chat in the comments,
Yes.
let me know if you've heard of it or if this is an obscure thing. I thought it was something everyone knew, but perhaps it's not.
It's definitely not.
Yeah. And it could just be something that my family only does, which I feel like has happened a lot, like when I found out no one else puts vinegar on their French toast, and then
Sorry, what?
No, it's like my. This is how I was raised.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
You're joking.
Yes.
Vinegar
Vinegar
on French toast.
Yeah, you would put syrup on pancakes, but salt and vinegar on French toast.
This
is what I thought was
disgusting.
normal. And my parents this is how when we were raised we did it. It's actually delicious. It almost tastes like a French fry then. And then I went my first time I went away to an away camp and we had French toast and I was like, oh, we didn't get vinegar on our table. And people were like, what? For what? It was like the French toast. And then it was like the camp joke. Like everyone's like, oh, Pam puts vinegar in it. And I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you put on your French toast? And everyone said maple syrup. And I was like, ew, you put something sweet on it?
Cannot believe that is the world in which you grew up in.
And then I've had friends since too, where we've been camping recently with a friend and we were talking about it and she was like, I've never heard of that. I'm like, I'm sure other people do it. We were ChatGPTing it. Like, is it a thing? Not really. So what my mom ended up saying is that her grandpa was one of those people that put vinegar on everything. You know how people will put ketchup on everything? He put vinegar on everything. So he always put vinegar on the French toast. So then then her mom did it and then her mom raised her to do it and then she did it with us. So it was one of those family things.
Well-
Maybe Dominic the donkey is also just my family.
Yeah.
Maybe no one else.
Nobody
will know
else, guys.
Who that is?
You let
Tell
us
me.
know, but I don't have a feeling people know who Dominic is.
Really?
Also, I would like you to make me French toast, and I want to try it with vinegar.
I bet you'll like it. You have to obviously do you put syrup on your French toast
so,
typically?
a fun fact: I actually hate French toast.
Okay, so then maybe you.
It
won't
tastes
like
like
this.
soggy bread to me.
Well, maybe you would like this then because it's a different. Because it's almost like it's a savory experience, right?
Right,
That-
which I
as opposed
prefer.
to, like
I do prefer.
sweet.
Okay.
Because when people put syrup and white powdered sugar on French toast,
Yeah.
typically is
Yeah.
what I've heard this,
Yeah.
right? Like that, it's a totally different.
Yeah,
See,
it's
now
more like
I
a
don't
dessert.
like that because I feel like the egginess of French toast is strong,
Right.
And then I feel like eggy with syrup is gross,
yucky.
but eggy with
true.
salt and vinegar.
I'm gonna try
It's
it.
delicious.
We're
Yeah.
gonna try it.
Like
Maybe
what
we'll
was
try it live, and
Yeah.
I'll eat it, and then you can see my reaction.
And I'll play Dominic the donkey in the background. It can
While
be a
we're
whole
eating
experience. Okay.
your vinegar French
Yeah.
toast.
Now I'm curious to know. Please let me know if Dominic is a real thing or
Yes.
if it's just my crazy family.
Literally, probably Pam's made up friend that she's literally like.
No, it's a whole. There's like a little video of it.
Okay.
There's like it's like half in Italian.
Okay.
Compatas and chupadas.
We'll go
or
with
something? I don't know.
Dominic the donkey and his manure.
Oh, that was that made no sense.
You're like, that was nothing. I was picturing a cow. Okay, guys,
Yes.
my brain is clearly not
Got your
functioning.
barnyard
We're
animals
gonna blame
mixed
it
up.
on the time change,
Yeah.
but
True.
truly, yeah. Like, how do you find contentment in hard seasons? Like,
know,
what does that
that's
look
such a-
like?
Okay, so I think there's two things for this because I've thought of this before in other situations.
Yep.
I do think that some people, whether it's your upbringing or just how you're born, but some people are just naturally predisposed to being more positive or more like glass half full people.
Sure.
And some people are glass. You know how like you
Yeah.
always people
Yeah.
that are either kind of one or the other. So I do think as a person, if you are predisposed to being more on the positive side or a glass half full, let's find the benefit, it's easier for
Yeah.
you to navigate harder times because that's just your natural disposition is
Sure.
to find the positive, even if it's like a tiny sliver.
Yep.
But if your disposition is typically more negative or panicky or worrier, then it probably is harder because you would have to fight those natural feelings. So
Yeah.
I do think that definitely plays a part for sure. And then I feel like I'm fortunate in that situation to be a more naturally positive person. So it's not as big of a stretch.
Sure.
And then I do think it's literally like, and for me, it's like because I see it all in the Bible, right? It comes from a biblical point of like, in any situation, like give thanks, find the best, focus on the good. Don't allow yourself to be overcome by negative. So then it's two things. It's like if you're naturally inclined one way is beneficial. The second thing for me is like intentionality, right?
Yes.
Of in the moments being like, and not that you can't feel, and not that you have to sweep anything under the rug or forget, but to when you feel yourself spiraling, because we all do. I know I do that with myself. And then to actually literally, sometimes I talk to myself. I say it out loud, especially in my car. It's a lot because that's when I'll melt down a lot. And I will literally out loud be like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Let's think of the positive, and then that does help me. I don't know if that's the same for everybody though. What about you?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm like you. The car is definitely my pace where I am I will allow myself to break down.
Yeah.
And again, I compartmentalize well. I don't know what it is about me or what it is, but I really try not to like have a meltdown. I don't know if for me, I think it's a sign of weakness, even though I know it's not.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I say my greatest strength is that I can compartmentalize well, but it's also my greatest weakness because I do think it's important to show emotion and to be raw and honest about how you're feeling. But yeah, I think it comes with like, what is the positive things that you can speak to yourself in a situation where you're feeling like it's the end of the road or I can't take this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It's like, no, there's always light. Like there's always like something to look to. There's always something for brighter days ahead. And I think if you have a mindset of negativity and you're always like, oh, woe is me, then it would be very hard to jump out of that hole.
Yeah.
Because how do you jump out of a hole where everything's negative?
Yeah.
It's like, I need to work with somebody. I need to talk with people that are more positive to be like, no, you are going through this and it's hard. We need to admit what we're walking through, but walk through with like a positive light, because you can't stay stuck in a rut.
No,
you can't. And so for me, it's either like, doing my Bible reading or going to like a specific verse that meant a lot to me during a specific time, or like worship music is definitely huge for me.
Yeah.
Really,
music
really big.
is so powerful both ways. Like it can be like sometimes if you're going through something and you put on like breakup music or you put on like something sad, like I get it. Sure. Sometimes you need to just get that out, but just be like careful not to stay there, because music can really bring you down.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
If you listen to, and then flip side, it can really boost you up.
Yes.
Where you're like, okay, I can do this. I can get over this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's finding the things like when you're going through a season, like a rough season, whether it's grief, from anything from a relationship ending to, death of a loved one, coming up into the holidays, like that's something that a lot of people experience, whether it's like, a parent or a sibling or a spouse or a child. Like we've had a few episodes where, of a child passing, and I can't imagine going into like the holiday season with those feelings, but it's like, find the things in life that bring you joy, right? And it's okay to be sad for a time, but then it's like finding the joy. So, the other day I was having a low day and I can't remember why, it just was. And I was in the car and I was like, I just don't really want to listen to like this right now. And so I put on instrumental Christmas music and it made me so happy. Yeah. And I think that's why I love Christmas so much, even though it comes with a lot of negative emotions and a lot of feelings of like what I don't have or what I'm missing out on with my kids or whatever. But I just find like the Christmas season, like, I don't know, so hopeful and so peaceful and so joyful. Yeah. Like that song, like the thrill of hope. Yeah. Like I love that saying. It's like there's so much hope in the Christmas season that's why I'm like, I decorate early, because I'm just like, when the time change comes and everything's dark and everything seems dim, there is light. You just have to find it. And sometimes you have to fight for it.
Yeah, you do. I think that's so smart. You do have to sometimes really fight for it.
It's not just going to come.
Yeah. And I think like what you said about like certain music that you like and stuff. I think that's such a good practical tip. It's like whatever it is, and I feel like you also have shared before, you do that with like your walking, like that helps your mental clarity and mood. If you know that there's 2 or 3 or 4 things that no matter what, they really help you. It's not that it takes everything away or makes everything fine, but if there's a few things that boost your spirit even a little bit, it's like keep those kind of in your back pocket, and when you're feeling low or down, or if you're coming up to a holiday season and you know that there's going to be triggers that are sad for whatever reason, to be intentional, to be like, okay, I'm going to go for extra walks. I'm going to listen to this specific kind of music, or I'm going to spend time with this person who's really encouraging, or whatever, to kind of set yourself up for success, knowing that there's going to be opposition on the other side where you're going to have feelings and emotions and triggers that are hard for you. But how do you counteract that? Yes. By choosing to do stuff that will lift your spirits.
Absolutely. And that sometimes means not hanging out with certain people in certain seasons, because even if they're your friends, they might drain you more than they lift you up. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so it's choosing wisely how you're spending your time. And I think the older I get, the more I realize how like valuable my time is. So true. And how precious my time is, and how many years I have left with the kids. So like, I'm like, I want to spend a lot of time with them, even though they are busy with their own lives right now and stuff like that. But it's like when I have them, I have them. But yeah, it's making permission for how you feel and not feeling bad about it. Yeah. Right. And that's hard for people that like to say yes to everything, to learn to say no to things so that you can be content in certain like situations or seasons is so important. But you have to have self-awareness to make that decision. Yeah. Because you can't just make it. Yeah. You like, it's better to give a reason why. Not that you always have to. You don't owe that to everyone. Yeah. But just to be able to, especially if it's a good friend, to be like, hey, like, I'm really like stressed or whatever this season. I just need some time, but like I will let's touch base in like 3 or 4 weeks. But like me, like not answering your texts is just, whatever it might be. Yeah. I just need some time. Because everyone goes through something. Everyone's walking their own road, and you want to be there for everyone, but you can't. Yeah. And be everything to everybody. Yeah.
And I feel like that is such a good thing, what you said about like choosing what you say yes to, because especially around Christmas, I don't know about you, but I can be tempted
Yes.
to just say yes to everything because I want to make
Yes.
those memories with my kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to miss out. I feel like in general, I don't know if I struggle with like FOMO, like fear of missing out, but
Yeah.
I do feel like at Christmas time, I
Yes.
sort of do.
Oh, me too.
Like I want to be a part of every fun
Yeah.
event and Christmas thing, but even like when I've had to miss an episode for here
Yeah.
because my son had this basketball game that
Yeah.
was like last minute and then I had to travel and it's tricky. But in those moments,
Absolutely.
that's where I feel like in some ways, I feel like my situation's easier because my kids don't have to go back and forth.
Yes.
But then something like that, I'm like, oh, this is where it's hard.
Yes.
Because I don't have that other parent.
Sure.
Where I'm like, hey, can you bring him
Yep.
to basketball? It's like, if I don't bring him, he doesn't go.
yeah, he's not
He
going.
doesn't get to go.
Absolutely.
Right? So then there's that pressure that everything's on you.
Yep.
Which makes me then very aware of my yeses.
Yes.
Because like you said, like you have only so much time with your kids and
Yeah.
they're the priority. And if
Yeah.
you're committing to all this other stuff,
Then you
and then
can't.
something comes up with your kids.
Absolutely.
And then you're kind of in the middle. So I specifically, I'm aware of being like very careful.
Yeah.
Not especially now with his sports schedule, like not booking up weekends and stuff, realizing, okay, I have to be so careful because I don't know what's going to happen.
What's gonna happen.
And there is no backup person
Yeah.
for that, right?
And it means for you, because you still need that time to yourself, but maybe you do it during the week instead.
Mm-hmm. right.
Like maybe you have like Pam time where you can go out with a friend or
Yeah.
go out for coffee or go out for dinner.
Yeah.
And it just going to have to be a weekday and your friends will have to flex.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
Totally.
it is really hard. I was talking to somebody the other day and they're a single mom and they're walking through this journey. And she was just kind of saying like, unless you've walked the road, like you don't get it. Like, and a lot of married people might not understand when you've never, like been in a divorce situation where you have to pick up your life, you have to move, you have to move houses or whatever. But when everything is on one parent.
Yeah.
And so she was just explaining like how there was another friend that they're married and they weren't really understanding the situation she was in. And she's like, but I'm the only person.
Yeah.
So like if I can't take my kids to the sport or I can't, then there's nobody else. And
Yeah,
there,
that's the situation I'm
you
in.
can't
Yeah,
be, you can't
totally.
be offended because it is just me and only me.
yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's really hard, but it's like having an understanding, but I don't know if everyone can understand it.
Oh, it's true. And you're right. There is something where people don't understand because I have someone I was talking to just the other day, a friend, and she's divorced. Her husband lives like out of town.
Cold.
So get a little cozy. So he sees him like maybe once a month. So really like
Okay.
28, 29 days of the year she's on her own.
Right.
And she was saying that something had come up and some friends that she had were giving her some advice. Well, oh, you should just do this, this, and that. And she was like, yeah, but I can't because
Yeah.
I have my kids and da-da-da. And she was kind of feeling a little hurt that there was just like a lack of understanding there. And I was just saying to her that too. I'm like, but these are three friends who all are married. Their husbands are there. They're not, I'm sure their husbands
They're
are
not on
busy
their own.
sometimes too. And they're 100% hands-on, but there is help there, right?
Yeah.
Like there is backup.
There is
and
hands on
it's different.
deck.
And sometimes if you've never experienced it, you don't know even what you're saying. So and that's why I said to her, I'm like, I don't think they're being mean. I think they're just almost like ignorant in a way, right? Like they just don't know.
Yeah.
They're just like, thinking it's so easy to say, oh, you should just do X, Y, Z. But unless you've been in that situation, you know that
It's not that
actually
easy.
Yeah.
So like, we know a lot of single moms or even that are watching or a lot of people that walk through grief for whatever reason. It's like, what would you tell somebody or how do we get it out to our listeners, like to find contentment in the hard season? I know we've given some practical, advice, but what do we do? How do we tell our listeners to be like, you can be content even in the crap? I think Rachel's episode was amazing for that.
So good. Well, honestly, almost every guest we've had has truly shown. We've heard some terrible stories.
Yeah.
Some heartbreaking. Sad things where even in my worst days, I'm like, I would never want to change spots with you or you, right?
Yeah.
And yet they're doing it. They're getting up every day, putting one foot forward.
Yeah.
Like making the best of it, being there for their other kids or their spouse or whatever.
Yeah.
And that to me is inspiring. That's what I love doing this podcast. Because when you hear other people share, you don't feel as alone, even if it's not the same thing they've walked through.
Yeah.
And it's just a good reminder of like, people go through a lot of stuff and you can do it and you can get through it because this person did and that person did. And it might have took time and it wasn't, it's a messy road to healing. But you can find happiness and joy on the other side of hurt and heartbreak or trauma or
absolutely whatever. It's hard. And we've talked about it in Javon's episode where you put all those everyone's bad things into a box, you pick it up. You'll probably want your bad thing back. Yeah. Like if you and I put all of our things in a box, totally, we'd want our own thing back because people walk really difficult roads. We've had a few episodes of where like there's a death of a child, and those ones for me are very hard to come back from. Like I don't it's hard to understand how they even wake up in the morning. I truly, truly, truly don't. And they've been so inspiring for me to like sit back and watch, even when I rewatch the episodes, because then I'm watching it like, I feel like when we're in it, it's it's one thing. Different. But when we're watching it back, I'm like, I can't believe that person walked that. Like, what a beautiful story and like redemption story of how they got through. And I love that about this podcast as well, is that I feel like people can get on in their lives and people can find joy and contentment by listening to other stories. Totally. And that's why I think this is so powerful. What we're doing here is sharing stories. Yeah. Because there's so much power in our words. There's so much power in our story. And like, what a way to find the sunny side in difficult situations. And that's what I like specifically about our podcast is there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot of people listen to different ones, but I do love that we're trying to find the bright side in the midst of like a really shitty place.
Because everyone goes through something, right? Yeah. Like, and it's really, you can't even compare because people's lives are so complex. And and I just think too, like, it's interesting because I was actually talking with a friend about this the other day, how the measure too of like joy or contentment after something really terrible has happened or in the midst of it isn't like everything going back to normal and you feeling fine. A lot of times what you go through changes you. Yeah. And you're not the same. So if you're waiting for that feeling to feel like your old self, that might never happen. Yeah. You can still move forward. Yeah. And you can feel joy and contentment and happiness. You're going to laugh again. Yeah. But you're not the same person. Yeah. There's still maybe like a heaviness of your heart or there's like a black cloud or however you want to describe it. But it's not that you will never feel joy again, but you might not feel the same as you did before. And that's different, right? That's right. And it's okay. And that is like a normal thing. And you don't have to get down on yourself like, oh, I guess I'm not healing or I'm not moving forward because I don't feel the same as I did before. Sure. But that's okay. You're different, but I think that, like, when I think back, do you feel like that? Like, do you look back to when you were like 20s, like right before you were married, before you had kids? Do you ever feel like I don't even feel like the same person?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I look back at my 20s and I literally am like, a lot happened in my 20s, right? Yeah. I got married. Yeah. I had 2 babies back to back and I got divorced. Yeah. Oof. So my 20s are days that I don't necessarily want to look back on. Yeah. But then I do because I wouldn't change it. Like I wouldn't change it. I am who I am today because of what I walked. Yeah. I would never go back and change anything I walked through. I just wouldn't because like even, some people are like, oh, would have you not gotten married? I'm like, no, because I have my 2 beautiful kids and I wouldn't have them. Yeah. And as hard as it's been, I wouldn't trade it. Yeah. I don't even know how you would, right? But I look back and I'm like, but they also say who you marry in your 20s and who you are in your 20s is not who you are in your 30s and it's not who you are in your 40s, right? And you're always evolving, you're always changing. Yeah. And I am a completely different person in my 20s. And I was very immature in a lot of decisions I made. I mean, they say your brain's not fully developed till you're 25. Yeah. I was married, divorced with 2 kids by the time I was 27.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
27. So my brain had just developed and I'm trying to like figure out my life. And I probably made a lot of very immature decisions, even, in the divorce or picking fights that probably didn't need to be picked or whatever. But, now the older you get, and now that I'm officially over 40, no, not over 40.
You're just
40. Just 40.
Just squeaked past that.
Jeez. You really do have a different look on life. Like you really, really do. Like I truly don't care. Like, I don't know. It's this feeling of like, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but like, I don't care what people think anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I am me. Right. This is me.
Yeah.
You take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I will not change. I'm unapologetically me in all my quirks and all my,
if you don't like it, that's fine.
See ya. There's the door.
And that helps with contentment too. When you're just content in who you are and content for people to not like you and not be everyone's cup of tea, because you can't be all things to all people. We know this.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you take it or leave it. And I do think a lot of that comes with age.
Yeah, for sure.
And life experience.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's an age thing. I think it's life experience. I think somebody, because for me, somebody back in the day would have said, oh, well, you're only 27. Well, yeah, at 27, I walked through more than probably some 50-year-olds.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's life experience. And I really do. I mean, I've got to thank, my mom for raising me the way that she did to have a very positive outlook on life and find joy in all things, all seasons, all trials, all storms.
Yeah.
All the negative is to find hope and joy.
Yeah. Do you think, and saying that, I'm just thinking about even you specifically, do you think that your ability to forgive also helps with contentment? Because you don't hang on to things. You're able to just forgive and move forward with people and in situations. Do you think that also helps you to be content? Because you're not always stuck in whatever situation happened.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, everyone has always said that, like, you are a very forgiving person. Like, that is like a quality that you have. And I do think that I am. And that it does help me to just get past things. But in saying that, I also, the older I've gotten, do have like a boundary and a line in the sand where I'm like, like I can forgive you, but like we're done. Like we will not get past this again, or we will not go through that. Or, people are always like, Leah, you're so loyal. You're so loyal. Like, and I am 100% I am. But then it's like, there is a point in time where I'm like, and no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, we will not go back from this. Like, this is done. And so, and I think that people often think that even in contentment and forgiveness, that like, that means reconciling relationship. And I don't think that's always the case. I think there's times in life where you can forgive, but that relationship will never look the same.
Right. And it probably shouldn't, because sometimes you can forgive them, but that doesn't mean your forgiveness doesn't change them.
That's right.
And maybe they don't. And then you're the fool if you continually put yourself in a position to be hurt by them.
Yeah.
But you also don't have to have a boundary and then hold on to bitterness and anger. You can forgive, but have that boundary, which I think is tricky for people, especially in the Christian community.
Yes.
I feel like people mistake forgiveness for like removing all boundaries and everything going back to normal.
Yeah.
And then they think, oh, that'll bring contentment too. Like, I'll be happy if I forgive them and everything goes back to normal.
Yeah.
And so I don't, because it is hard to holding a boundary is stressful. And it's hard.
It's hard.
And it's tiring.
It's harder than people want to admit or think.
And then people think, oh, well, it'll just be better but sometimes you have to you forgive, but you just say, you still show me that you're unwell.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. That's for you to deal with. I'm not trying to change you, but I don't have to keep putting myself back into that.
Yeah.
Because there's been no reconciliation. There's been no admittance of wrongdoing or repentance whatsoever. It's just continual bad behavior.
Yeah.
And you don't just keep going back to that.
Yeah. And I do think in the Christian world, we do need to do better at letting people know that they can forgive, but they can also have a boundary.
Yeah, totally.
You can walk in forgiveness and still talk about the story that you've walked. Yeah. Like, it is your story to tell.
Yes.
Your story is your story to tell. My story is my story to tell. And there might be people that don't like it. There might be people that think, oh, well, they're still angry or they're still bitter. But I'm like, sit down and actually have a conversation with me. Where it's not just like 5 minutes, or it's not a soundbite of a bigger conversation.
Yeah.
And you could hear your heart, you could hear my heart about the road we've walked.
Totally.
And I think that's what needs to happen. In anybody's situation. Don't judge somebody's situation. Sit down and have a coffee with them.
Yeah.
Like, don't just...
Things are so complex and complicated and nuanced. And maybe to you, from the limited that you think, oh, they should do X, Y, Z. But then if you heard the whole story and all the details and all the ins and outs, you would be like, Oh, okay. I see why you're in the spot that you're in.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I just think that we need to just have more grace. We need to have more grace for people. And I think grace and contentment go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so true.
I think that you need both.
Yeah.
And we need, especially as Christians, I don't know, like, I just think that we're so black and white in a lot of things, in a lot of areas where grace needs to abound more than anything else. Mercy needs to abound more than anything else. Judgment shouldn't always come first, because until you've walked a road, don't judge it.
Yeah.
Don't judge it. Don't judge why they're still the way that they are, or why they haven't healed the way that you think they need to heal.
Totally.
Until you've walked it. And I think you can only have that with grace.
And maybe that even looks like, you saying like, I don't understand their decision. I don't understand why they decided to do this.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know all the details.
That's
so
right.
I'm just going to trust that they're doing what they think is right. And I feel like I wouldn't do the same thing if I was in their position, but I'm also not in their position, and I don't know what all the ins and outs are.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge or come down harshly on them. I'm going to say, okay, you're doing this, and I trust that you're doing it out of wisdom and because there's more to the story that I don't know.
Yeah, I might not understand it, but I'm going to trust that this is your process, and you need to go through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think that I think especially, I feel like men are better with boundaries in general. Women sometimes, maybe it's the compassionate nature in us or the nurturing nature.
Yeah.
We tend to like go back to the same dysfunctional things.
Yeah.
And I do think part of contentment is it just making good choices where you know that something is not good for you, and so you stay away from it. Like I was just thinking about it because one of my kids has had this continual clash in relationship with a specific person. And it's literally gone on for years, and tried all the conversations and the mediations, and let's try this, and think of this, and blah, blah, blah. And it just has no help. And finally, the other day I was talking to both of them, and I was like, listen, I think the thing here is like, you guys just rub each other the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that is okay. There are people that I love spending time with, and there's other people that it's not my favorite to spend time with them because not that they're a bad person, but for whatever reason, they kind of rub you the wrong way. And I maybe rub them the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
And there's not this natural, healthy friendship. And if that happens, that is okay.
Yeah.
You just need to identify it and then make decisions to not frustrate each other. And that's what I was saying to them. Like, you guys need to make a decision that you can just walk away respecting each other for who they are.
Yeah.
You're not going to be best friends. You don't really enjoy each other's company. There's a lot of things that irritate you about each other, and that's fine. But then you make a choice moving forward. Don't put yourself in position to be frustrated with one another.
Yeah.
Don't play together. Don't team up on something.
Yeah.
Don't unnecessarily go in the same group doing the same stuff, because all that ends up happening is you get annoyed with each other, and then fights start to happen.
Yeah.
So just make an effort to just stay away from each other.
Yeah.
And that's not hateful or mean or unforgiving. It's just wisdom. And in order to protect your peace, to have contentment, you just stay away from situations that you know are going to push your buttons and cause you to feel frustrated.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much that you can do. Like, there's a lot of things in the world that are out of our control.
Absolutely.
100%. But I think there's actually more things that are within our control.
100%.
And it's just simply decision making.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in proximity.
And don't make terrible decisions. Right?
Totally.
A lot of the times, our own discontentment is our own bad doing.
Yeah.
But we want to blame it on external circumstances. But really, it's the own choices that we've made.
Yeah.
Or yes, there are times in life where it's based on a decision that you didn't make. Absolutely.
Yeah. But we all know those people who over and over, they have
poor
one
decision
crisis after another, and it's like, I love you, but like you keep putting yourself in the same position over and over.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's just that's not a good place. So like, how do we find space for those types of people? And it's loving them from a distance, but also acknowledging actions.
Yeah.
Right?
So
actions to different things.
Can't bring that here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
And I think it's raising our kids to grow up in this world where they're okay with it too. And they're okay to set boundaries. Yeah. And that's hard to teach.
Yes.
That's definitely hard to teach. But
it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a healthy boundary is hard because it doesn't just mean icing someone out of your life necessarily. It's just sort of like, how much can they be in my life that it can remain healthy?
Absolutely.
And then where do I need to draw the line to say, you know, like, do you maybe do certain holidays together or whatever? Sure. But do you hang out with them every single weekend? Maybe not, if it's unhealthy, right? Or like a friendship. Like, there could be somebody who, like, in a group setting, sure, like, I can
hang out with you. Yeah.
Am I going to spend time with this person alone, one-on-one?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And that is okay.
Yes.
And it's like looking at yourself, looking at each person and each situation, and thinking about it logically, not just being swept in like, oh, we're just together, this happened. Just don't put yourself in positions where your contentment, your peace is going to be shaken over and over.
Yeah. Because it's just not fair to yourself. And then if you are a parent, then it's not fair to your kids, because half the time then you're left feeling frustrated. And then who does it come out on is the people closest to you, whether it be your spouse or your kids or somebody. So it's really sticking to those boundaries. I think this is a great conversation to have going into the Christmas season too, to be like, what can you say no to?
Yeah.
Like, because I want to say, like we said, I want to say yes to all the things.
Yeah.
But physically, my body, I just know that I can't do too many things in a day.
Yeah.
And I also can't do too many things in a week.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to burn. My mom always says, don't burn the candle at both ends.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so true, because I do want to say yes to all the things. But it's like, no, step back. And like, why don't we just remember to like slow down this Christmas season and to like just enjoy it? And like, you know, put on the Christmas music when you're driving in the car.
Yeah.
And if it means you can't watch a Christmas movie that night because it's been too busy with sports or it's been too busy with extracurriculars or homework. So then find the little joys and stick to the traditions that you need. Absolutely. But I think in this Christmas season, it's like finding the joy in the little things. And like that, I just want to like remember that song, that like the thrill of hope.
Yeah.
The weary world rejoices.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, going into this Christmas season, I want to remember. And just remember that the first Christmas was simple. It was Jesus in a manger. And so how do we remember to have a simple Christmas? We want to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where we create our own discontentment. Like, I want to have a simple Christmas and not a stressful, chaotic one.
Yeah. Like, what are the things most valuable to our family?
Yeah.
Like maybe the memories or traditions that are most important to you and your kids.
Yeah.
And then start with that.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have time for other things, that's okay.
That's okay.
And if you can squeak in a couple new things, great.
Then great. Yeah.
But not to be running around frantic. And even, like people, if whether it's office parties or family parties, or be also intentional going into those settings.
Yes.
To not feel like you have to dread it. And it's this horrible, triggering encounter with problematic, personalities. But to just say, like, how can I celebrate the holidays with or without these people in a way that's healthy for everybody and like minimizes the damage that's maybe happened in the past. Right?
Yes.
And sometimes that's seeing less of people. Sometimes that's saying like, I'm going to still see you. I'm going to be with you, especially if it's family, right? Like trying to really give the grace and make that effort, but say, I'm not going to plop down right beside you and let someone berate you for 30 minutes or whatever. It's like, I'm going to come to the family thing, be cordial and kind, but I'm going to keep my distance from this person if this person rubs you the wrong way or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. It's really making healthy decisions and to know where you're at. And that comes with a lot of self-awareness. Yeah. Like you have to know yourself to know what's good.
Yeah, I feel like it's like maybe the sunny side or the like moral of the story of this episode for finding contentment is just to be intentional. Yeah. If you just like kind of roll into the holidays unintentionally, like whatever happens, that
you're going to be less
at the
stressed.
end of it, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But if you go into it intentional to say, I'm going to guard my heart and my time about the pressure of things, the pressure of people, then I feel like that's where contentment
This is the season to definitely guard your time. Like that, like guard your time going into the season because you want it to be beautiful and you want it to be peaceful, but it is so easy for it to become chaotic.
Yes.
Just walk into a mall.
Yeah. Right.
At Christmas. And you're going to quickly realize you hate Christmas.
Right.
Right? That's why I love that we do a trip now because I'm like, I don't do any Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love being able to walk the malls with a hot chocolate or a hot coffee and not stress about what I'm buying.
Yeah.
For me. That's what I love.
It is nice.
But this has been a great episode.
It has been. I'm excited for.
I feel like the next time we're definitely going to have to get that fire going because it is chilly.
It's my fingers.
My fingers are a little bit cold, but it's been great. And guys, we hope that you love these Christmas episodes. And like I said, they're not going to be Christmassy, all of them, but just we're trying to bring some cozy elements. And we love that you've just joined us for a conversation.
We started off with like a kind of a Christmassy themed topic, but we have some guests that are not going to be Christmassy, but they'll be sitting amongst the Christmas decor.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So we love you guys. We thank you that you're on this journey with us. And we really hope that you look at life and find the sunny side.
Yeah. Have a great week.
Bye.